Hey guys, waiting for you guys to come on. Let me try to adjust things here. I don't know where to put you. This is my office at home. Figure something out over here. This. If I can do this, but we'll see. I'm trying to adjust it so you guys can. I need to be able to see you guys though. That's not gonna work. I don't want to hold this thing the whole time. Oh, I'm having difficulties already. Alright, so I have a lot of you in here. What we're going to do is I'm going to ask you guys, I'm pretty sure you guys are used to the round table where you guys would ask questions and I'd answer. It's the same effect, we're just going to do it video style. So, because when I give answers, it's like paragraphs and paragraphs of answers. I feel like this is going to be easier. Hi, Jen. So, what I want to do is just, you guys are going to ask questions and then I can answer it via video. But right now I'm having difficulty trying to figure out how to put you guys. Let me see if I can put you on my fish tank here. Let me see if this will work. This actually might work. And I can still see your answers. Oh, I hope it doesn't go always down into the tank. It is. Okay. Wait, there. Okay, we're good. Alright, I have you in my fish tank. If you guys would see this, you'd laugh. Probably should put some lights on. Give me a minute. Okay. Can you guys see my new kitty? I made him a little bed by the window. Run! Run! What are you doing? Look, say hi, everybody. Them eyes are crazy. Alright. So how this works is usually you guys type in a question and I type the answer, but I wanted to try and do it video style. So what I want you guys to do is ask a question. Hi, Linda. Ask a question, and then I can answer the question. So let's see, what can we talk about today? I get a lot of questions about dark energy, about why things happen. Mercury retrograde happens. Hey, no. I just got a new chair and the cat is like scratching at the furniture. Yes, I have two cats. One in the window who's having fun over there. Made him a little bed. And then the other big one, big fat one. I don't know if he's texting me. Let me see. No, it's nobody. It's just Midge Madge. Just kidding. Hey, Midge Madge. Okay, so, yeah, anything from Mercury retrograde to angels to, basically anything. Anything you guys want to ask me, and I can... The round table is basically like a group discussion. So ask me anything you want and we'll go from there. It might take me a while to get your answers, so bear with me. Run. He is just having too much fun over there. He sees something. Oh, goodness. I do. I really do. I get that all the time. I'm so busy. I just don't have time to write one. I mean, I've started like 3, and I've never finished any of them. I did get published once. I got published twice. I used to do poetry, and 2 of my poetry writings got published, so that was kind of cool for me. in actual books. That was pretty awesome. I was like excited about that. But Josh Lundgren, he keeps asking me to do little mini booklets, like maybe like 10 pages of like an article type book, and those get published on Amazon and you guys can go buy them. Okay, tell us about pets that have crossed, please. Okay, Linda. Okay, Linda, try to specify your question. What exactly, I mean, because it's a broad question. What exactly do you want to know about pets that have crossed? Okay, Tiffany. You're going to have to send me a picture, Tiff, of what the ring is, because I don't know. I'm pretty sure we still have it. How can I remove negative energy from my home after the loss of a loved one? Okay. When somebody passes away, David, my question to you is, did they die in the house? Then that's a whole different answer. If they died in the house, anybody that dies on a property or in a house can open up a portal that can let anything in and out. That's why you usually see a lot of activity after someone passes on a property. Usually you think it's the family member, and sometimes it is. Okay. Then my next question for you, David, is did this person have negative energy when they were here? What's up, Max? What are you doing? Come here. Linda, I'm still waiting on your question, too. Can the soul of a pet be reincarnated in your new pet? Yes, very much so. And the correct term for reincarnation is actually spirit mantling. What's happening is they're spirit mantling through life. Not our word for it is reincarnation, but the correct term of it is spirit mantling. That's at least what heaven calls it. It's my wife's mother, and she is not taking it well. Okay. Well, David, that's not technically negative energy. Negative energy would be, okay, the way I took your question was somebody died in the house, a portal opened up, and now you got negative crap going on in the house. This, to me, with your question, is your wife's mother passed, and now she's not taking it well. That's not really negative. That's just her grieving, and she's, the grieving process is just harder on her than, say, another person. Oh, thanks, Kim. Linda, can the soul be... Okay, I'm going to read your question one more time so I don't get it wrong. Can the soul of a pet be... Okay, yes, this does happen. You guys have to remember, pets are us. Okay, I'm gonna use an analogy. This is heaven, okay? And like all these different areas over here around heaven are different realms, okay? So, for example, your very first creation, like this is heaven, your very first creation, say, is over here. Okay, it's not Earth, it's somewhere else. So you put on the costume, you make it look nice, do your thing, go back home, and say your second life, you say, oh, I want to go to Earth, and I want to be a dog. Okay, so you go and you put on the costume. It's like doing a play, and everybody has their part, okay, to play. So, say, for example, your dog that maybe you had in this life, in your next life, would be your mom. It just depends on how that soul wants to learn. Just because we look like this doesn't mean we die and look like this. It doesn't work that way. We're energy-based. We're a light source. And we have an outline of a figure, but you can't tell if that's human or something else. So when they say, you know, do dogs go to heaven or animals go to heaven? Of course they do, because they are us. We're just learning in a different aspect. Somebody that's really drawn to trees, almost kind of maybe obsessed over trees or angels, this is a life that they had, that they were very, that they really enjoyed it, so they're more drawn to those kind of things. Is deja vu something that we are living from a past life? Okay, deja vu. This is a very interesting question. Deja vu is you repeating exactly the same exact life, where things are repeating themselves. Until the deja vu stops, that's when you rerouted and took a different turn, and now things aren't exactly the same, so the deja vu stops. So, for example, when I came out as a medium, my deja vu, I haven't had deja vu since I came out. So I'm repeating the same exact life, so maybe I didn't come out last time and I was supposed to, and this time I'm finally doing it. Christina, my husband had a dream. He talked to both his parents and they yelled at him for working too much. Then before they left, his dad told him that he sees him so soon. So does that mean my husband is... No. Okay, Kim, you have to remember, we are not on our time. We are on heaven's time. And in heaven, there's no time. It just keeps going around in a circle. Here, it's linear. We go from A to B, this time to this time, da-da-da. Time is so different there that it doesn't even exist. So when they say, let me put it this way, if you were made in God's image and you could be here, 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 so can we. You were made in God's image. So if you're made in God's image, you can do exactly what he can do. So in their eyes, all of your loved ones, in their eyes, you're already there. It's like breaking up of a particle. We're here, and we're over here, and then we're in heaven, we're doing this. It's the same thing with a doppelganger, okay? It kind of goes with the whole deja vu thing. Somebody says, oh my gosh, I just saw you at the mall. You look exactly like this person. Are you sure you weren't at the mall? No, it was you, but living in the same time frame, but a different life. It's you, because you're always going to look like yourself in some form, shape, or form, okay? Let me see if I can use another example. Let me see if I can pull it up. I don't know if this is... Oh, yeah, it is. It's working. Okay. Let me use an example. Well, you're always going to look the same. It's not on that one. It's probably on this one. No, he's not going to die tomorrow or the next day. And when you do dream of your loved ones, it is actually them. It is really them. Let me try to find this picture real quick. So in their eyes, you technically are already in heaven. And that's why they say, I'll see you soon, because you're with them in dream state, and then all of a sudden they're going back and you're already there with them. So let me show you what I mean about the whole doppelganger thing, if I can find the picture. It should be here. When I was younger, I saw demonic faces, people, so my mom called a person and they said I had a curse. No, Carrie, you don't have a curse. Curses, I don't give props to curses or give knowledge to curses, because I feel that is something that you're putting upon yourself if you believe hard enough in it. It's kind of like, I want a new car, I want a new car, I want a new car, and bam, 2 days later, your car breaks down and you have to get a new car. Yes, Amanda, you were always this adorable. I need to find that picture. It's driving me cray-cray. Do you have any suggestions for books on psychic abilities or anything? Okay, you guys know I don't like the word psychic, madge, you should know better. But if you mean abilities or anything on spiritual in general, yes, I can definitely get you some books. There's actually a ton of books that I would suggest you read, besides mine coming out, that I need to finish. Okay, so the whole doppelganger thing. Okay, so do you see the resemblance? Anne Boleyn and me. Do you see the eyes? I don't know if you guys can see that real good. See the lips, the nose. Okay? And then this is my daughter. I don't know if you guys... See if I can... Wait, hold on. Maybe if I turn that down, it'll help. Nope, it's not helping. Okay, but see the chin? Right down to the chin. And see, I don't know if you guys can see that real good. There. Now you can see it. Yay! Okay, see it? See her nose, the mouth, the chin, everything. That's Eden. Because I have the money, I'm definitely going to do this. Yeah, that's a past life these are past lives that I just showed you, okay? So, Queen Anne Boleyn. See the... And then maybe if I go like this. There we go. See the nose? The pointy nose? Everybody says I have a British nose, but my family's Italian-Irish, so... Guess that's coming out of me. You will always look very similar to your past lives. I'm writing a fiction book about a medium who also thoroughly dislikes the word. Yeah, Whitney, I think you did tell me that. Are you sure this book isn't about me? Pretty sure it might be. Okay, Carrie, I will answer your question because you wrote it to me PM, so I'm going to guess that's a private question. I'm not going to, discuss that out loud. But I will say that if a demon or a dark energy is attacking you in your sleep, because it's happened to me several times, and it happened to me right before I came out, like when I decided I'm going to come out and help people. Spiritual community, that's exactly, yeah, Mitch, that's exactly how I see it. It's a spiritual communicator. I don't like the word psychic. I don't like the word medium even. But, our society is so used to those words, they're not going to know any other ones. So do we kind of pick up where we left off in our past life? Okay, now that's a tricky question, Amanda, because if there's no time in heaven, we don't technically have to go forward in time. We can go backward, we can go forward, we can double up in the middle. So if, say, for example, you go back and you say, okay, I want to go back to... the 1800s and learn something from this time frame, and I want these many people in my life, and I want to experience this disease, and I want to lose, I don't want to put it that way, I want to learn what it feels like to lose a lot of love, or have a lot of people hurt me. I want to see how I can love out of this. You frame exactly how you want to live, and it's not even, this straight path, okay, but you can put multitudes of different paths. So say this is the one you're on, there's probably another 8 that you could be living depending on the decisions you make to get there. So I know it's a lot to take in, and it's really hard to understand. Thank you, Christina. Husband was just freaked out about the dream because he kept thinking he was going to die. No. They're most likely coming through to tell him that, his stress level is weighing on him, that they're seeing something that's altering his soul contract. So they're making contact in support of this change that they need him to make. Do you see what I'm saying? Because loved ones can't technically intervene, but they can support and suggest. And that's basically what they were doing, giving advice. Now, back to the question of, let me go back here, I think. Let me see, let me pull this in there. I know, I don't want to skip her question. Carrie, I think it was you. Midge, actually, Midge, I want to address your one question about, no, Carrie, about the curse thing. No, it is not true. People cannot have curses on them. Basically, what's going to happen is you're going to have people that will push negativity on you. Oh, okay, we're back. And it's just acknowledging that somebody is pushing negativity on you, and it's doing the right things to get rid of that negativity. And here's the thing, if negativity can play a role, so can good. And good outweighs negative. So don't think you have a curse, just say, I have somebody pushing negativity on me, I need to push back with good, and good will outwin it. And you have to believe that, God's in your favor, and He's going to push for you. He's not going to let dark take over. Midge, actually, I can't wait to I'm like itching because I cannot wait for the new website to come out. You guys are going to freak out. I even made a tab for my students. We have started what's called the, here, wait, I wonder if I could pull it up. Let me see if I could pull it up and show you guys. It's pretty cool. I started a student academy, and, I have to sign in real quick, guys, hold on. Yeah, Midge, I'm gonna need your help, Midge, Madge. I have a feeling you're gonna be a big force in the academy here. Okay, Carrie, I've been dealing with demonic energy since I was little, probably to prepare me for now. But here's what I want to explain. If we didn't have dark energy, we couldn't learn how to appreciate the light energy. And I know that, you know, I get a lot of people that come in and say, I have so much negativity going on. And my first reaction is, okay, black tourmaline, keep a black tourmaline on you. But technically, in some of those situations, that person probably needs to go through some negativity and some negative energy so that they can learn from it. Do you guys kind of understand what I'm saying? You can't always have roses and happy good stuff. You have to go through the difficult and the negativity to understand where love plays and the appreciation of God and how this all plays together. And I understand now why demons were always trying to attack me when I was younger, and this is why I help kids so much and why I take on so many students. I probably have at least, I don't want to over and I don't want to under, but roughly around, I want to say 200 something of adult students, and I want to say maybe around 80 kids. And I'm trying to get a book out for the kids, because I grew up with being scared and terrified, and everything they tell me, I'm just like, yes, I went through that. I know exactly what you're talking about. I know I can help you. Trust me. And it's getting them help so that they don't have to have angels and demons fighting in a dream or fighting daily over them to get them. What dark is mainly trying to do is scare you to not use your gift, or they're trying to get you to do bad things so that you can't use your gift at all. Because once you start getting into the bad realm of things, it's harder to reach the good abilities that you came here with. Because good can't go with dark. It's like peanut butter and jelly. Well, peanut butter and jelly is actually good together. Onions and mayonnaise. They can't. You can't do both. Okay, so I'm going to go into preview mode on this, and I'm not done doing the Medium Mentoring Academy. That's what we named it, the Mentoring Academy. But here I'm going to show you guys. Oil and water. Thank you, Tiffany. Awesome. So this is the Mentoring Academy. This is the page for this. Right here's the link to go to the Facebook page for Mentoring Medium. And you guys, anybody that is having abilities and is doesn't understand them can contact us. But there's a drop-down menu, so you can get an evaluation of your abilities, become a student. You can shadow one of our investigations, like come on an investigation. And if you're already a student and you need to get a hold of me, this is the place to get me. It'll go right to my email. Okay, so that's just one page. I can't show you all of them, but it's going to be exciting. So I'm so excited for the new page. I love how animated it is. Do you guys see how the sky's moving? You see that? Okay, there's another thing I want to show you guys real quick because I'm so proud of this. Okay, so I made this video and it takes you on a shop tour. It takes you all through the shop. I don't want to show it to you just yet. And then there's a carousel that has all the shop photos, which is taking a while. I wonder why it's taking so long. Oh, there it goes. Is it going to keep going? Oh, there it goes. Okay, so it is turning. And then some of the items that's in the shop. So if you guys want to go to and then, okay, so this is the cool part. So anytime you guys buy a crystal from the shop, you can go to Healing Crystals and look up the crystal that you bought and it'll have, and if you click this, it'll take you to the meaning of that crystal. So I make it really simple, super easy. Now this is all the items. Like, I just made bundle sets for you guys, so this is so cool. So these are bundle sets. So if you need everything for negativity is in this bundle. Everything to communicate with your angels in this bundle. Look at that big selenite sphere. That is so cool. Ooh, and you get a selenite tower with this spiritual communication if you want to talk to your loved ones or open up your dreams and unblock yourself. You get a pendulum, a bunch of crystals, candles. So these are all the bundles that you guys can get. It's pretty cool. There's a chakra one if you want to keep all your chakras balanced. It's pretty cool. So yeah, check out the website when it comes out. I can't show you all of it. That's a teaser. All right. What do you mean investigations? Stacy, I get calls. I get calls on demonic energy or negative energy in houses, properties, or people. Basically, people come to me because when I passed away in 2009 and I came back with books on knowledge of how to get rid of dark, how to remove it from how do I want to say this? Areas, how to remove it from areas. There's specific prayers that I know that I can't write them down. I can't say them out loud. No one can have these prayers. They can't leave my head. And once these certain prayers are said, the energy is removed from the property. We've never had somebody call back and say, hey, we're still having problems. Never once have I had a call back. I don't do voodoo witchy stuff. Not to, you know, be mean to it's just like a phrasing. Like I don't do the voodoo. Ooh. We do sage, and it's just smoky stuff. It does work. And I do my certain prayers and put up borders around the house so nothing can get in. Like a priest, for example, would mask what's going on. They do a certain blessing or whatever, and it masks it for about, I want to say about 3 months, and then whatever was there will just return. And I go in and I get rid of it. Now with the investigation, what happens is I go in, and I'm going to show you guys one of the objects that we use in an investigation. It's called a K2. Okay, this is what this is. And actually, I use this in my readings sometimes. To like I'll have a client say, why do you keep looking over at the wall? And I'll say, oh, that's because your loved one's there. I can see them talking to me. And they were like, oh, really? And I'll go, yeah, watch, I'll just show you. So this should be the only thing that's lit up. Okay, it's doing the blinky stuff because I'm coming to my phone. Anything with electricity, it'll do that. Okay, so see when I back off, no, it's doing it again. Okay, so that's just an example that it does work. Okay, now see, it shouldn't be going off if I'm just sitting right here. If it goes off, then we've got some activity in the room with me. So I use this in investigations to show you, like, listen, your loved one really is here. Like, I'll show you where they're at in the room, and I'll go around the room and I'll say they're right here. This is where, you know, I'll show them exactly where in the room it's happening or where they're at. Go around the room, it'll be down to here. When I go over to that spot, shooting up to the yellow. So, okay. So these are just some of the equipment that we use in the investigation. It tells, you know, we use it for spirit to communicate back to us. Basically, this is for my team. It's not really for me. Like, when I go into a house, this is what I love about the investigations. When I go into a house, like, for example, we did one in Portage, and I was leaning down, and I think it was Kelly that said to me, are you talking to someone? I said, yeah, a little boy. And she goes, what's his name? So I went back to him, and I said, here, what's your name? And he said back to me, Timothy. And I turned back and I said, he said his name's Timothy. Now on the record, now all you hear is me bending down and going back, he said his name's Timothy. They went back on the recording and it showed me saying, him saying to me, Timothy, on the recording. You could hear his voice and me turning back saying Timothy. So this is the cool thing. You guys become mediums with the evidence that you guys get back. So it's pretty cool. So what happens on the investigation is, you guys, my students, get a chance to go on an investigation with me. I walk through the house. I can't know anything. Kelly usually does an evaluation. She she's a lot of paperwork that she goes over with you, and I can't be there for that. She does that in private because I don't want to know anything until I get to the house or the property. Once I get to the property, then I get everything. Everything's documented and taped, what I get. Then after that's done, once I figure out what's there and what we need to do and what the strategy I need to do to get rid of it or remove it or block it, then we go from that point on. So it takes a lot of hours. It just depends on how much energy. If we have a dark energy, you're looking at a good 12 to 16 hours of being there. If it's not, and I'm just doing a sweep, like a quick sweep, crossing over souls and blessing the house, then you're just looking at like 4 to 6 hours. So it just depends. So that's what an investigation is, and my students will get to go on one of those with me. Now I have people of interest that kind of just want to go, and I'm starting to think that maybe this is a good idea, because I don't think a ghost hunting team should just gradually go into a building, because anything can attach to them. They can't see what's being attached to them. Like my team, before we leave a house, I make them do something before we leave the house, and nothing can attach to them. It's a specific way that I was told to leave a house, and we do this before we leave any house. And I don't think ghost hunting teams understand what they're getting into, and a lot of them, you know, say maybe 2 years down the road, are suddenly getting depressed, suddenly having mood disorders, suddenly feeling like they want to commit suicide, suddenly getting cancer or some kind of illness that they can't get rid of. These things can attach and do these things to you. You can't just go into a house and go, hey, let's investigate. You have to protect yourself. My entire team is fully protected before we even enter a house. And if I'm dealing with demonic and you are new to this whole thing, I can't allow you to go with us. Especially if you don't have the strength to handle it. I can't take somebody weak, because that's the first person they're going to go after. And my entire team is strong. They're used to this. They know what to deal with. But I would take them on a regular investigation, and at least they would know kind of what we do. But when it comes to demonic stuff, it's a little tricky, and I need to keep everybody protected. I will be back Tuesday. Oh, cool. Thanks, Terry. So, okay, let's keep the questions going. Anybody else have any other questions? Like, we kind of went over past pets, reincarnation. What else did we talk about? Amanda being awesome. Being attacked in dream. Curses. Anybody want to know about anything with heaven, Jesus? You guys have any questions whatsoever about that kind of stuff? Somebody's like throwing off fireworks. And they stopped as soon as I say
Maxie's or Stephens.
This is my Maxie. Let me see. I don't know if you guys can see him down there.
Maxie's, are you sleeping?
Oh my goodness, my little Bubba. He's my buddy. He keeps me company in my office. I think spirits attach to me a lot. I always feel them and feel extremely tired, and will get random feeling of anger. So, okay.
Maxie's.
Tiffany, you're definitely going to want to come down to the shop. You most likely have an ability. You just don't understand what it is. Yeah, let's get you in the shop. I can teach you exactly how to handle this, and you can even join the academy, come on investigations with us, and learn how to use your ability the proper way. Do people that pass stay the same? No. No, they do not stay the same age. No one is older than 34, 35, if you want to put an age to it. Very, very young. You're not like 80 still in heaven. All those wrinkles and stuff go away like a miracle cream. I can't see others' comments, Linda, why don't you exit out and then come back in? It might work for you then. I had the problem with that with my old phone, Linda. It's definitely your device. I noticed if I went out and came back in, it worked for me.
Run. Come here. What are you doing, Run? Show everybody how beautiful you are. This is our Kyla Ren. Kyla Ren.
Huh, Baba? Go see your brother. Okay. I just feel sad. Oh, wait. All the time I can't get past it. Okay, Barb, that's probably an emotional disability. And if you call the shop, we can get you in and we can sit down and talk and figure out what exactly is plaguing you. You said before in heaven we all have jobs. Are they similar to what we do? Actually, yes, Amanda, you're right on key. So like, you could have several jobs in heaven. I have, from what I seen, I had two. I probably have more. I just wasn't shown them. Two specific main ones that really were important to my mission here. Like I sing. I don't remember having a job in heaven where I sang, but I was teaching. That was one of the jobs that I did. I know that there is an art area, if you will. There's a place for music, if you will. There's lectures of, how do I want to say, quantum physics. There's just different time and space. There's different lectures that you would never experience here. But the creative ideas from those lectures are actually brought about here. Let me put it this way. Trying to think of a good example. Okay, okay, here's a good example. Maria's helping me out with this. Okay, fairies. Did we just come up with this idea? No. There's actually a realm where fairies are very distinct and do specific things and have their own realm, and this didn't just pop in someone's head. It was created there because they wanted to bring it to our world to show us there's different realms. There's all these cool things going on. Broaden your horizons. Let me scroll down because somebody said something here. I found that each of my girls and I have various abilities without knowing how to cultivate it. How can we make them grow? Okay, Jamie, you'll want to inbox me. You make them grow by practice or acknowledging that you have it. Okay, like for example, Faylin was talking about this today. She kept saying, she went to the winery last night and she kept saying, I just felt like, what did she say? I think she said I felt really angry, or no, it was a headache. I had this really massive headache the whole time we were there. And I said, and let me guess, as soon as you left, it went away. And she said, yeah. And I said, because somebody was trying to communicate with you while you were there. And they know that you have an ability. You're not using it well, but they know you have an ability and they were trying to get you to use it. The second you get a feeling, you need to understand that it's somebody talking to you. And then once that happens, say, okay, why is my head hurting? What happened to your head? Can you explain to me what happened to your head? Can you explain to me who you are? How can I help you? And it's questioning and getting the answers back and then going from there. Okay. I have to go, but we'll see you Tuesday. Who's that? Oh, Terry. Okay, honey. So mine is to make people laugh. Yes, Amanda, you're hysterical. Just keep being a comedian. Fairies, yes, explain those. Fairies are pretty cool. Some of them have anger issues or are stubborn, I should say, set in their ways. Other ones are really, really loving. It's just like being here with everybody's different personalities. It's the same in that type of realm. They're very logic based. They're very, I don't want to say logic based, that's too precise. They are all about creativity, freedom, having fun, but also protection and keeping everyone safe. Are all family members together in heaven? Okay. Okay. When you say family members, okay, let's go back to the whole, okay, so let's use my dad as an example. Okay, so me and my dad were having life. Oh, okay. I go back to heaven. He goes back to heaven. Now what happens? Okay, we remember this life, but we also remember all the other lives we had together. Say, for example, he was my brother or he was my husband. Yeah, gross, but whatever. This is how it works. It's remembering all the other lives. You don't see it here because that thick veil is over us. That annoying non-knowing is over us, and we can't see how many lives we have with that person and what roles they played in making us who we are today in this life. So yeah, you will be together in heaven, but you'll be together with your dad, who was your brother, who was your cousin, who was your aunt, who was your mother. It just, there's so many roles that they can play. When my dad passed, it was minutes before I got the call. I got this weird shaking and pain in my left arm. Could this have been like a sign to me that he was passing? Always wondered this. Okay, Tammy. Two things are going on. One, you are tapping into your soul contract, which is directly connected to your dad's, okay? Everybody's soul contracts are connected, like a puzzle, or connect the dots, okay? So everybody's mission and everything is directly connected. So if, for example, your guides need to change something, like say, for example, somebody passed and you're not doing very well, they will go to the council and say, listen, can we do something for this soul? She's not doing well with her mission. She's at a stalemate. Is there something we can do? They have to be very careful what they do with you, because if they make one slight little change or a move, they have to correlate all those moves with everybody else's soul contract. It's so tedious. Any spirit guide you come across, they will 99% tell you they would never do that job again. They'll do it one time, learn from it, and move on, because it's very tedious. And they can't exactly be in direct heaven. They are like an in-between, so that because in heaven, you lose all these feelings of anguish and irritation and frustration and understanding in these ways. So they have to come down kind of to our level so they can stay human in those ways and understand what we're going through. Once they go to heaven, that leaves and that understanding doesn't stay there like it did before. So Tammy, two things. One, you were connected to his soul contract and you were understanding that he was passing. It was a correlation of understanding your soul contract with him. Two, he most likely was letting you know, I'm passing. You'll be okay. You're feeling me because I'm trying to let you know you're going to be okay without me. How come we can't see it here? Wouldn't that help us out? No. Actually, Amanda, no, it wouldn't. I think, you know what? I think it would, but then it wouldn't. Because I think if we really, truly knew who we were, we wouldn't be able to do our missions here. Let me give you an example. When I came back from my car accident, it was so hard for me to live here. It was like I was walking in spirit for years. That's why I kind of stayed in my house for so long. I couldn't deal with daily life. I just stayed in my house. It's so hard to walk around here and see how different it is, how weighed down it is, and horrible at times it can be. And understand that where we go is so much better and so much different, that it was extremely hard for me to be here. They had to do some things to get me to snap out of it, pretty much. Thank you, that makes me cry, but in a happy way. Oh, good, Tammy. Yeah, your dad's, he wouldn't have left you in the dark. That's what I'm getting from him. He would have let you know somehow, some way that he was okay so that you could move on. No word whatsoever would have probably hindered your mission here worse. So I can see why he reached out to you. Is it true that when you go to heaven, it's different for each person? Like, yes. Like, it's how you think it should. Okay. Let me use an example. I keep losing my slipper. Somebody staple these onto my feet. I'm like, where's my slipper at? I keep finding it over here because I keep pushing my foot over and it drops. So I'm like, where's my slipper? Okay, so they want to try to make it comfortable for you when you go there. It's kind of like somebody that has dementia and trying to bring a loved one in the room and they don't know who they are, so they kind of sugarcoat it so that they calm down, and then they sit quietly with that person and then they go, oh, I remember who you are. It's kind of like that. It's a reintroducing you, but they sugarcoat it in the beginning. So say for example, a Catholic is very, they've read in the Bible, you see pearly gates and da-da-da. They, in their way, place those pearly gates there themselves so that they would be comfortable with where they were at, because they're very confused at this point in time and they don't know what the heck's going on. Okay, so I myself, they did not sugarcoat anything. I went right to where I was supposed to be. It was straightforward. This is it. This is what we're showing you. Da da da. Suck it up, cupcake. Now we're sending you back. Now go do your thing. I was like, what the? All right. How do you know what your mission is here? What if you just feel lost? Maybe your mission is to feel lost, Diane. Do you ever think about that? Maybe you put it upon yourself to understand the feeling of being alone and being lost and not having people understand. I get it because I understand it. How can I be more connected with my Father? There's a multitude of ways. I will be your slipper master. Okay, Amanda, drive over here. I need you. I didn't know that. Thank you. Okay, let me answer Diane first. Oh man, there's a moth in here. Diane, I think you need to come out of here and go broader and say, why am I feeling this way? Why do I feel lost? Am I supposed to find something? Am I supposed to be seeking something? Or am I to sit here and understand who I am? Why did I pick these things? Why do I feel lost? And do I want to try to fix it or understand it and live it out that way? It's you're the soul living the life. Only you can make these decisions. Anybody else that makes the decisions for you, they're learning. You're not. So you have to make these decisions for yourself. How can I connect with my Father? Okay, Mel, very, very simple. There's multitude of ways. It's talking to him here, and you'll know when he's around. You'll feel the energy. Sometimes you'll feel on the skin like little needle pinpricks, and your skin goes numb, and you feel like teeny little, like almost kind of like your foot goes numb. It feels like that. That's actually them touching you. There's several signs that they'll show you: feathers, birds, bird poop. Hi, yeah, that happened to me several times with a loved one. He kept telling me he was around. My son actually leaves little leaves. That's how I know it's him. I was doing Lindsay and Ashton's wedding, and I was praying by the creek behind where I was supposed to do the ceremony, and I kept praying to God, this is a wonderful couple. I know that they will make it. I want to just bless what we're about to do today, and I kept praying, just don't let me mess up. Don't let me mess up. Don't let me be an idiot while I'm doing this. And I look up, and I seen this perfect leaf, and I was going to go for it, and I heard Leo in the back of my head going, no, Mom, it's the one next to it. And I was like, but it has a bunch of holes in it. And I actually kept it. And I said, why are you giving me a leaf with holes in it? Look, there's so many holes in it. I kept it. This was what I had on I had this on my dress, and I put his little leaf in here to keep him with me during the ceremony. And I said, why did you put so many holes? Why do you want me to grab the one with the holes in it? And he said to me, not everything has to be perfect. And it was just exactly what I needed to hear for the ceremony. And then I kind of just stopped being nervous, and I was like, all right. And the funny thing is, Kelly said that while I was doing the ceremony, she saw a little white butterfly go up and around just from here to here where we were doing the ceremony. She said it suddenly appeared, went up over you, and disappeared. She said, I don't know where it went. So I was like, that's cool. Okay, let me see. I didn't know that. Faye Armani said, hi, babe. Oh, God. Tell him to relax. Take it down a notch. He's anguished and wants to, I have been told. He's anxious and wants to. Oh, okay. So, Mel, you're telling me somebody told you he wants to talk with you. It's very easy. It's you blocking it. A lot of people block their loved ones from coming through, but maybe they're scared of what they'll hear, or maybe they'll freak out because they don't know if they're gonna scare them in the living room one day when they walk in there. So you're like kind of putting a blocker out. What you want to do is invite them into your dreams first. This is probably the less scary and easiest way of doing it. And look for those signs. Even look for numbers that kind of repeat themselves over and over again. Just wanted to say hello before my better days. Hey, Tim. Hi, Faye Lynn and Christina. Trying to stay positive, but September is tough for me. Great to hear your positive vibes. Also, Debbie, remember, we're in Mercury retrograde, so things are kind of weighed down. I'm so late. When can I review this? Oh, you can rewatch this, Mary, at any point in time. It's going to be on my wall. It'll be fine. Strange things happen around my house sometimes. Lately, I sometimes find a puddle of water in my house. What is that about? Diane, I think you're like the second person that has told me this about the water. Okay. The water thing is a type of... yeah, no, Diane, I totally get it. Somebody else had said the same thing. No water leaking. They just walked into the room and there's a big puddle, and you know their animal didn't pee because it was clear, and plus it was too much to come out of an animal. That's a type of poltergeist, if you want to put it in that type of sense. And it's just kind of figuring out who's leaving you the breadcrumbs of who they are and going from that point on. And that's something that we can do. Hoping that you don't live that far. Okay. But yeah, Diane, I can definitely help you. It's coming into the house and figuring out if it's negative or if it's positive, just depending. I don't see too many positive beings leaving water because it's a type of, how do I want to put this? It's really hard for me to explain to you guys with time and space and relativity equaling with spirit, but it's a type of, I want to say, plasma, and I guarantee if you kind of sniffed it, it wouldn't smell like water. It's a substance. Oh, Central City. Okay, that's pretty easy. Can you explain how thoughts work when you think of one who's passed? Oh, okay. Cheryl, this is very, very simple. When you get a thought of your loved one, it actually is not you doing it, it's your loved one doing it. They call it a type of spiritual invite. And what's happening is when they come in, they don't see what's around you, okay? And their energy is so massive that when they do come into a room, their energy, not them, will, I don't know, shut a light off, turn it on. Something will knock over, or you'll hear a knock in a wall, these types of things. Now, I do know that some spirits can manipulate energy, and they'll, like somebody that used to come, somebody that used to come to a house and would do this, and then after they pass, they're still doing it. It's them manipulating the energy and being able to do that to give you a sign that they're around. But most of the time, it's just them coming into your area, not a room, because they don't really technically see the room. They are just coming into an area because they're drawn to your energy, and their energy is like knocking something off or moving something. And the spiritual invite is, hey, I'm coming near you, don't freak out, it's me. So if something happens, your first thought is, oh, that's definitely Dad. That's definite, because he's putting the thought in your head, it's me. This is a spiritual invite. This is what's happening. So I always tell my clients when they come in and they're distraught over their loved one, I always say, listen, think of how many times you think of your loved one. Pay attention to how many times they pop into your head, because it's not you doing it, it's them. That's how much they're around you, and it's a lot. Okay, so anybody else have any more questions? I'm really liking the dialogue today. I was actually wondering if you guys were going to have a lot of questions about 9/11. I was waiting for it. I was getting prepped right before the reading or before the session today that maybe I might have been getting some 9/11 questions, but you guys haven't gone into that. So, but any questions you guys haven't, feel free to ask. I don't have any more questions I have to go over, so I'm kind of waiting on you guys. Oh my gosh, look at Ren. He's lounging. He really likes his little bed I made him. So cute. Maxie's not here anymore. Ren. Oh god, he's so cute. Mine is always economic. I'm wondering about the video you posted and you said you saw some strange things in it. Is language universal there? Okay. Wow, lots of questions. Okay, first, not Mel, let's see, who is it? Diane, I need you to specify, I don't remember what video that was. Is language universal up there? Male, yes it is. Because our language is here. And we're telepathic, and sometimes telepathic can actually happen here on Earth. It just depends on the two souls that are colliding and being able to do that. Actually, the longer you're around somebody, the telepathic ability actually can come into play. You don't even have to have abilities. It just happens. It's like you go to say something and your best friend goes, "Dude, I was just thinking that." It's the telepath thing. It's because it's our universal language in heaven, and we're kind of just pulling it down here so that we can use it down here. It happens all the time. Did you go to the haunted tunnel? Okay, Linda, are you talking about Tunnel Bend? Because I've been to Tunnel Bend a lot of times, and it's a lot. I would need at least 2 weeks there to cross and help those specific souls, because a lot of them are in a state that they need help. Every time I go to Tunnel Bend, I talk to at least one, and I try to cross at least 1 or 2 while I'm there. Can you recommend how to meditate? Always hard to relax and connect. Actually, I was thinking about doing a video on this. Meditation can be very, very easy. My first recommendation is, I'm almost done with my CD. Once the CD goes out, we're going to put it on iTunes so that you guys can get, you don't have to buy the CD. You can just pick which songs you want to do. And it's me guiding you through the meditation. And meeting your spirit guide is also going to be, there's going to be several different versions of that you can pick. Meditation can be very easy. I would recommend going on YouTube, searching guided meditations for sleep or relaxation, or hearing from your guides. I wouldn't do Meet Your Spirit Guide. I've heard a lot of people having really bad experiences with somebody else doing it. I've always had, really good experiences with people. There is one guy that I trust with doing a guided Meet Your Spirit Guide meditation, and I can't remember his name, but I'll throw on this video. I'll throw up his YouTube stuff. But my CD should be done by next week. I'm gonna try to get it done and out to you guys so you guys can get it. Can you explain it? I just explained Deja Vu, Jamie, probably about like a half an hour ago. It's basically a repeating of a life, and until the deja vu stops, then you made a turn or a choice or a decision that changed the life. So you're repeating the same exact life, and until the deja vu stops, you made a change. So, like, for example, what I had said earlier about me coming out as a medium, that deja vu stopped the second I came out as a medium. whereas the first life that I had here, I didn't come out as a medium, and I needed to come back, and I had to come out as a medium, so that deja vu has stopped. I haven't had deja vu since I came out. Okay. Any more questions? And I know somebody said something about 9/11, but you didn't really ask a question, so I don't know how to address that. I'm excited for the CD. I've been dying to come to the store, but it's kind of far drive for me. Ashley, it's cool. We have the entire store on the website now. I'm only showing you a little teaser because the website's not out yet, and I'm so excited. But see all this stuff? All this, the whole shop is here, and you get to even see the website. This is some sets that we put together. Some, like, if you want to talk to your loved ones, there's one there. It comes with a nice selenite tower. Here's one to pull in love. You got incense, a bracelet, a whole bunch of crystals. This one I think is my favorite to communicate with your angels or to have your angels around. You get the cards and the selenite sphere. Holy moly, look how big that thing is. It's so shiny. Your negative protection set. But it's so cool. If you go up here and hit the shop tour, a video starts to play. And I actually walk you through the tour of a shop. Hey guys, we're going to take you through a small tour around the shop. And here is like a carousel that goes through the shop as well. That's hey, Lindsay. What you got there?
I'm going to figure out how this thing works.
Oh, it's a pendulum. Okay. So you hold it in your dominant hand, and you ask it, show me yes. And it's going to do circles for me because that's what I'm used to. And so that's the video. And it goes through a carousel of the entire shop, which is kind of cool. And guys, I did this whole website by myself, and it's taken me 2 months to do it. So if you live far away, don't fret. We ship to anywhere in the world, and we have tons of items that you can choose from. I've done some YouTube guided meditation to align chakra, and every time I fall asleep and then wake up when it's over. Is that normal? Yes, but here's the thing. If you're going to do that, you might want to get one that gets into your subconscious that has like binaural beats to it. Because if you're going to fall asleep, you want it to affect you while you're asleep. So the binaural beats will do that. It kind of goes into your subconscious and makes your subconscious remember what you just listened to. Now, if you're falling asleep, most people fall asleep because they're laying down while they're doing it. You're going to want to be sitting in a chair while you do it. And that'll actually help you not fall asleep so much because you're in an upright position. Let's see. What was this question here? Why do you think gifts come after a near-death or grave health? Your gifts were after health. No, I didn't get my gifts after my near-death. I've always had my gifts. They just sent me back with more or heightened. I had it minimal here, and when I came back it was here. So it definitely heightened. Now if you do have a near-death experience and you have somebody that didn't have abilities but then came back with abilities, that means that they didn't need their abilities and they needed to go back to do a certain, like, say for example, remember all those different decisions that you make? Say for example you made certain decisions that got you to, okay, you made all these decisions and all of a sudden you're on this path right here. Now this path, you needed extra stuff to help you with this mission. Like say for example you needed to affect at least 1,200 people. But in order to do that, you need this specific ability, and you're not going to get it in your sleep. So they do a near-death or grave health experience, and then when you come back, they put this ability over you so that you are able to accomplish this, okay? So that happens a lot in some cases. Let me see. I can't wait. The video about 9/11 you posted on Facebook, I didn't know. Oh, okay. When I was watching the video, I actually saw in the first part of it where they're at the towers, there is a woman's face that comes through on a puff of the smoke, and then 2 seconds later you see a man and another man, it's like almost like their spirits were coming through the puff of the smoke. I was like, whoa, I guarantee nobody saw that. And there was actually a couple other things I picked up on, and I was like, I bet you nobody is seeing this. I actually want to comment on the Clinton thing today, where she passed out. I think that Spirit knows what she's up to with our nation, and today was a day of remembrance, and I know a lot of family was down at that site, and when you're at a site and you're thinking about your loved one, you're pulling them in, so I'm guaranteeing there was a lot of spirit there, and a lot of these spirits know what's coming to us here soon. And if you have a bad soul that is among good souls, they're going to recognize that soul as bad, and I guarantee they did something to her, attacked her. I don't even think it was an attack. Maybe it was just the whole abundance of all those souls coming around her, threw her through like, I'm going to faint if somebody doesn't get me out of here because this is just too much for me. And I guarantee that's exactly what happened. Actually, that's what I was told happened. My mind, or my fine feathers, I believe it's my dad. Yes, like I said before, your loved ones will show you feathers, coins, birds, songs, specific songs. As soon as a song comes on and you start thinking of that family member or that loved one, it's them showing you, I'm sending you the song. I'm putting you in I'm putting my name or my image in your head because that's me doing it. Lindsay, yes, it was you. Yeah, I have you on the site. I made that, remember that little video? That's you. And I even have, because I have on one of the things here. Actually, here, I'll show you, wait. On my on my sessions, like, cause you can, oh, it's loading. You can book me now, so if there's a time frame that you want to have with me, you can book it and then pay for your reading. But I want to show you, Lynn's, down here. Where is it at? If you want me to do your wedding, there's a link to have me do your wedding. And look, Lindsay, it's you and Ashton. It's the wedding I just did for you guys. Okay. Another question. Aw, tell Ashton I said hi. Raylan, why are you saying sorry? Don't say sorry. You can keep them. Yeah, of course. That's why they give them to you. You nailed it. Okay, thank you. Cheryl, it's not karma. I'm going to definitely go over the whole karma thing. Another question, and I'll stop. No, Jamie, keep going. I love these. I swear, my one daughter kept posting most questions to you. I got sick in 2008, and it was right around the time my oldest daughter was dealing with a lot of emotional and was suicidal. After I look back, after quitting my job and realigned my life, I believe that I was given this illness. Yes, you are dead on. Everything happens for a reason. Cheryl, I want to explain karma to you. Okay, so let me explain karma. Not too many people get this. Okay, because karma is not supposed to be a bad thing. It's supposed to be learned from. Okay, so you have, here, I'm going to do it this way. It's probably going to be backwards, like a mirror. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. Okay, mom and son, okay? So you have mom and you have son, and the son is challenged. He has retardation going on, okay? Mom isn't very nice to son. She's kind of abusive. Okay, mom passes away, son passes away. Okay, now they're in heaven. And mom goes through her life review and feels everything she put the son through. Okay, and it's not a physical abuse of, like if you get bullied and you're physically getting abused by that bully, they're not going to feel the physical blows. They're going to feel the emotional blows of the torment, the embarrassment, the shame, all these things. Because I remember when I went through my life review, there was certain parts that I wasn't very proud of myself. Like I felt what I put that person through, and I can't tell you who I was with, but I kind of remember kind of looking over and putting my head down in shame because I couldn't look at who I was with because I was like, wow, I can't believe I did that to that person. Like, that was horrible. I would never want to go through that. That's what I mean. So she went through that, She understood what her son went through. So then she goes to him and says, let's switch roles. Same life, but we switch roles. Okay, so now son is mom, mom is son. They go through their life, same exact thing happens. Now there's a balancing because the son understood what the mom went through and the mom understood what the son went through. See how the karma thing works? Now, say for example, the mom goes back and she goes through her life review and she said, I want to make it up to you. Let's go back. It's not going to work. Same life, same roles. There's no learning. They have to switch roles to understand what they put each other through. See? That's how karma works. Okay. How do we unblock a block on our abilities? I feel in the past year I know what is causing negativity in my life, and it is actually wearing me out mentally, emotionally, and physically, but I can't seem to rid the thing that's causing the negativity, and I don't know why, but I feel it's the reason my abilities are being blocked. Okay, Whitney, if you know what's plaguing you or your abilities, what's stopping you from changing it? Why aren't you making a change? Making excuses or saying, oh, I can't do this, shouldn't be an option. If you really want something, you're going to make it happen. You're going to figure out ways to make it happen. And it's you putting your mind frame on this way of thinking of, okay, I need to make a change because this isn't working for me. Okay? Can that karma change if you truly feel remorse now? Yeah, it was basically in that scenario, the mom was the one that was very hell-bent on going back and trying to flip roles. That's, if the soul really wants to learn, they'll agree to switch roles and do the whole life over again, okay? That's where you, but if you feel really, and you can even feel remorse now, if you put somebody through something and you go back and do your life review, you're going to feel it, but it won't be as bad as, say, for example, if you didn't acknowledge the feeling. Because in ways, you're kind of going through your life review here, in a way, if you're acknowledging what you're putting somebody through. Do we take an ancestor's karma? Not the way you're thinking. If you mean in the sense of your ancestors did something wrong, so it's putting it on you. Okay, that doesn't happen. What I think's happening, and people are getting the wrong idea about this, is, say for example, your great great aunt did something wrong. And now you're in your life and you're feeling a lot of negativity and you feel like it's stemming from that. If you feel like it's stemming from that, it means you were the aunt that started it all. So then you're thinking, oh, it's a family karma. Well, no. Technically, if you were thinking that way, you were the person that started it. So now you have to acknowledge you need to change that karma, if you get what I'm trying to say there. It's a chain reaction, okay? Guilt by association. I guess, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't believe in curses, and I don't believe in the karma that a lot of people, and it's not even about me believing, it's just what I know. And it's understanding that a lot of these things, if they're in your life, you put them there, and if they're in your life and you feel like they're plaguing your life, it's time to make a change. What's stopping you? Nothing in your life should stop you. Say, for example, you're so bored with your life. What's stopping you from changing it? I don't understand. Make the changes. If you feel like you have to go to the beach to just get away because your soul's crying out, I need some time away, figure something out. Switch shifts. I think a lot of this comes down to either being lazy or bored or, oh my God, it's just too much. Don't feel like it's too much. Do it in pieces. Do it in breadcrumbs. Taking your time with things and understanding that everything comes the way you want it to be there, okay? You create all this stuff and you have the power to change all this stuff. Don't ever feel like you're stuck. For years, I thought I was stuck. And all I needed to do was stop listening to other people, because honest to God, if I kept listening to other people, I would not be here talking to you because my family's very Catholic, and when I came out, it was like a demon broke out in the family. Like, I work for Satan now. Everybody run. So this is kind of what happened. I mean, like, but I couldn't listen to them. I know what I experienced. I know what I saw, and I had to do something about it. I've had the experience where I will see people... Oop, hold on, Whitney. Yeah, kind of went up there. Hold on. Experience where I see people change in front of me to who and how they looked in past lives. But there is someone I'm an acquaintance with that every time I see her with her husband looks so different. I don't even recognize him. Super strange and not... Okay, this is an ability that you have. God, I hope I'm saying your name right. Elise? Elise? I hope I'm not butchering your name. That is actually a gift. That's acknowledging somebody's past life, and if they're changing in front of you, it means that that past life is playing a huge role in their life right now, and they might need help figuring it out why it's playing such a role. And once that happens, the face will change back to who they are here. So, Elise, you might want to broaden up on that ability. You might want to contact me and maybe we can do some practice exercises. Okay. Lots of anxiety before the election. Yes, very much so. It's a person in my life who I don't know how to push away. I know who you're talking about, Whitney, and it's honestly giving yourself self-respect and understanding that this person doesn't have control over you, that they can take everything from your life and you're still here breathing because God has you here for other reasons. It's understanding that nothing and no one can take certain things from you. Okay, and I feel like I'm connected to him in a way I don't want to be. Yeah, I went through this with my ex. It's a detachment. And actually, the funny thing is, Whitney, if you come in, I can do a detachment healing where those feelings will go away. I've done it for several people before, and they've come back to me and said how Rich, one of my students, I did this for him, for his ex, I think it was his ex-wife. I did a detachment healing, and he's great now. He's amazing right now. It's not dumb. I understand what you're talking about because I had it with my ex, and I had to take drastic means to cut that cord. It's what's called a soul cord. And it's almost like what they did to you in a past life, they're still continuing to do it again here. And it's cutting that cord and saying, enough is enough. I'm not going to relive this again. I learned the first time, I'm done. I'm half Jewish and love Buddha. I love Buddha too. He's so peaceful. I believe there is only one truth. Just always be your best person. Very true. Oh, Elise, first time was right. Okay. I love that name. It's very beautiful. Okay. Yes, Buddha is very peaceful being. Okay, Whitney, call tomorrow and I'll get you in for a detachment healing. It's pretty cheap. It's like $45, but I spend like 40 to 45 minutes with you. And we use certain crystals to get the detachment to just dissipate. Okay. I should probably put that on one of my bookings. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, Whitney, if you get a hold of Rich, I don't think I have his last name. Oh, I got kissy faces from Justin. I just love that man. He's so wonderful. Okay, somebody else is texting me. Okay, Tammy, I will read that in a minute. I just want to make sure I'm not ignoring everybody. Yes, I would love to detachment here. Okay, goal 50. Share. Cheryl, you're awesome. I love you. Cheryl, you have to let me know how things are going, and I think you said Arizona. No, you said you were in California, but you were doing something in Arizona. Sounds good. Will do. Thank you. See, I'm still trying to remember everybody's stuff. Can you detach more than one soul? Do them all. Amanda, that would take a while. You might want to take a day off. Finding coins in odd places mean anything. Yes, loved ones. My grandfather used to do this thing where he would put a $20 bill, a crisp, because he was always into crisp crisp money. He would leave like $20 bills. Like, I remember the one day I was so low on gas. I was in Florida when I lived there, and I was like, God, I don't know how I'm gonna get gas. And I go to open my door, and there was a crisp dollar bill right underneath my door to my car. I was like, what? And I knew immediately it was him, popping it in my head. Hey, I got you covered. Been finding random dimes everywhere, my pap. Yes, it is pretty cool. If your pap had anything to do with money when he was here, that's the first thing he's going to give you, is that kind of sign. A week I am there and I will take a loan out. Amanda, I love you. It's so awesome. I love it. Yes, your loved ones are going to give you any possible sign they can to show you that they are around. And it could be anything from like knocking stuff over. I can remember doing a reading and somebody said that a pencil that was on the counter in the kitchen just flung and hit their husband in the head. And we came to the conclusion after I was reading for this female that it was her aunt, and she didn't like the husband. So she was throwing pencils at him anytime she could. And this is just a sign. And the aunt wasn't in that mind frame of how she was on Earth. She did tell me while she was on Earth she didn't like him very much, but when she went through her life review, she understood why, and she just does the pencil to laugh about it now and say, hey, I'm in the room and I think this is funny. So they do that because they can't be malicious where they're at. They are very loving beings, and once you go through a life review, you definitely understand why you did certain things, why people reacted the way they did to you. I don't think anybody is really out to be malicious. There is dark energy that is straight malicious. They will use a being to get certain things accomplished. But I don't think any light being or a being of God or a human soul is out to be malicious on purpose. I think that they just aren't thinking or learning the way they're supposed to. My mom flickers the lights in the house to send me signs when I most need them. There you go. See, there's a great example, Jane. Very good example. I love that example. Oh. And this is what I have over here. Lickety lick himself.
Ren, what are you doing? Meow, 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 meow.
He looks like the Halloween cat when he does that. Ooh.
Meow, meow, meow. Where you going, Bubba?
He's our new kitty. He's so cute. We call him Kylo Ren. We have the Star Wars names going on in this house. Kylo Ren. We have a fish downstairs named Finn after the new movie. Darth Vader is our big black dog we have. Our cat Sid is Lord Sidious. And then we have a new pit bull coming to the house, a baby pit bull, and we are naming him Anakin, which is Darth Vader's first name. Before he became Darth Vader. Very Star Warsy in this house. He's adorable. Yeah, that's our little Kylo Ren. Is it possible that my late grandmother could be laying books out on my bed? Yes. And actually the biggest thing with that, Morgan, is that you're going to want to read what she's laying out, because I'm guaranteeing there's some kind of message in the book that she's trying to explain to you. So it would be going and reading why she's laying a certain part out. Any thoughts on numerology? Love numerology. I didn't really understand it before. I never really got into it, but now I'm studying it, and I'm actually going to be doing numerology readings in the near future, so stay tuned for that. I've been having dreams about many of my deceased family members. Are they trying to tell me something? Yes. Loved ones are always going to communicate through dream to give messages. Our guides do the same. So if some of you are out there having certain dreams about a being that you don't recognize or don't understand why you keep dreaming of them, that's your guide. Helen, your deceased family members. Now remember, your dreams are messages. No, a snake is not going to bite you tomorrow. what they're basically saying is there's somebody being sneaky around you. Pay attention and act accordingly. Everything is symbolism. Do not take it, don't take it at face value. Dreams are symbols and messages. If your loved ones are coming to a dream, try to remember what they're doing, what colors do they have on, what kind of clothing, what are they saying, what are they doing. It's all symbolism. Understand that. 75, be right back. Cheryl, I love you. You are hilarious. Cheryl's great. Okay, so again, don't take your dreams at face value. You're going to want to understand why you're having the dream, which family member is giving you the symbolism or message, and go from there. A lot of them are just there to visit. There's not really rhyme or reason. It's just, hey, I'm missing you, and I know that you're missing me. And this is my ongoing joke is everybody is a medium when they're dreaming. Because those are really your loved ones. They are really coming through. That is them. What would it mean if every time you dream about a particular family member, like grandma, she seems angry or sad? Okay, Katie, if you're having dreams about your grandmother being angry or sad, it's technically not their feelings. It's you projecting those feelings onto them, and they're showing you at face value or a symbolism, stop being angry or sad over me passing. I'm happy, and once you acknowledge that they're happy, you can start being happy. They're showing you a mirror of yourself. This is, and how do you feel? This is my question, Katie. How do you feel when you see your grandmother upset and sad in the dream? She's trying to mirror a life review to you. This is how you're feeling. Because you're feeling how I'm feeling. It's not her actual feeling. She's doing a mirror and trying to show you, listen, this is how you're feeling. Don't be sad and angry because I'm not here. I'm happy. You need to start being happy too. Stop hanging on to that. Stupid question. How are people chosen to be able to talk to spirits? Let's see. I've had a lot of lives of practice with it. This isn't the only life that I've dealt with dealing with spirits. I know that my marking on my soul is to help lost souls, whether they're alive or past. That is my mission, is to help lost souls. Anybody that doesn't understand heaven or Jesus or how things work here or why we're here, because the ongoing question throughout life is, why are we here? I have those answers. It's just ask me and I'll be able to tell you. Do vivid dreams matter more than vague dreams, the ones that feel real? Vivid dreams are just more, they're trying to grab your attention more. If you're having a vague dream, it just means, we're just visiting and we're just going to talk about this, and if you take it with you, you take it with you. If it's a vivid dream, it means this is important, please remember this when you wake up. I have people ask me, who is with me when I'm driving down the road? No one is with me. Who could it be? Most likely it's a loved one. You're not picking up on it because they don't want you to. But if other people are telling you they're seeing someone, they're most likely trying to get you to put that wall down to see them. They're most likely telling me right now that you're not ready to see them. So once you pull that wall down, that, okay, I know someone's in my car. Let me just relax and let my vibration rise, and let's see how this goes and see who this is. I have another question. I keep having a dream where my late grandmother is holding a newborn baby and she keeps saying, it's mine. I'm not pregnant, nor do I have any kids. Okay. One of two things could be happening. What is your name? Morgan. Okay, Morgan. One or two things is happening. One, you in a past life lost a child and she's saying, I have the child. Or two, you could be getting pregnant in the near future and she's trying to show you this child is trying to come through. Can you make certain decisions so that this child can come through? Is the baby a girl? Can you help save a lost soul who has passed? Yes, PM, that's exactly what I do. I do that on a daily basis, especially when we go into houses. That's the biggest thing that I deal with, is crossing. I can do what's called healing of a portal. It's where somebody had passed in the house. Okay, Morgan, it is a girl. Yes, because that's what I'm getting. That's at least what she's showing me. It's a girl. And I'm more getting along the lines that this is a child that needs to come through, but you need to make certain decisions to let this child come through. But she's giving you the heads up, hey, she's ready to come through if you want her to. And that's simply what it is. What services do you offer and what's a bundle offer? Oh, the bundle offer. Okay. Okay, so you get a medium reading, which is talking to your loved ones, and then you get an angelic reading. Where's my cards? What happened to my cards? An angelic reading is with the cards, okay? And I don't feel right charging $75 and $75. So I did this bundle thing where it's $75 for a medium reading to talk to your loved ones, and I don't charge by hour. You could be there for 2-3 hours. It just depends. And then I do the cards for $20 instead of $75 and $75. So I feel it's a lot of fun to do both together. I just didn't, a lot of people are struggling with money, and we all have jobs that we have to do, and, you know, I still have to pay my bills, but I don't want to rob you while I'm doing it. So, $20 for the cards. That's the bundle that we do at the shop. And online, we can do it online or over the phone. So, if that's something you're interested in, we can do that for you. All the services I do are going to be on the website. Crystal therapy training. Actually, I can show you. This is the I'm giving you another teaser. Oh gosh. Okay, let me scroll through and I'll show you. Okay, so you got the medium reading. Then you have the international medium reading, where I have a lot of people overseas in like Ireland, Australia, China, Singapore. Okay, and then we have the angelic reading, the international angelic reading, medium angelic reading bundle, international bundle, mini emergency angelic reading. That mini reading is only done if you've had a reading first. And say, for example, you have more questions that you need answered that's going to take another 30 to 40 minutes. That's going to be a mini reading. I'm not going to charge you another $75 for another reading. That's going to be, I just don't feel right charging you like that. That's crazy. Okay, then you can do a pet reading where I communicate with your lost pets. Your group reading, your celebrity guest spot and events, which I do a lot of. Radio guest spot, I do that too. I don't charge for those stuff. The big three is, say for example, you just want to ask me 3 big questions, and this is done through email where I'll get the answers and I'll email them back to you. Meet your spirit guide, and I can do this over the phone too. We've been trying to figure out how to do this over the phone. What is the website I have reading coming up? Morgan, this website is not launched yet. I'm giving you guys a teaser. This is a brand new website that I did myself. I worked on it for about 2 months. This is a past life reading, a personal transformation evaluation, which means we figure out what's going on in your life that's going wrong, and I help personally transform your life back to where it needs to be. Then the Reiki training, Reiki healing, which is, I put $10 because it wouldn't let me, it made me do like a charge, but I don't charge for Reiki. Chakra alignment, crystal therapy and training. So I got to fix that Reiki thing when I get a minute. Wedding officiant, I do marry couples, and I do baptisms as well and funerals. House cleansing and house blessing. Those are the things. So a little, and there's a couple more readings I still have to put on there, but this website is amazing. It's pretty cool. It's a lot of fun. I'm even thinking of putting some games on there for you guys to do. Some pretty cool games. Like, you have to check in and like, oh, what's the game this week? So yeah, pretty cool. Can we do the emergency angelic if we've already done a reading with you? Yeah, that's what that emergency reading's for, Francine. If you've had a reading with me and you need to have questions answered that you just really, it's plaguing you, that's the emergency. But remember, guys, from my car accident, I had a severe head injury. So you have literally less than a week to get back to me for the mini emergency before I forget everything that we talked about. I won't remember. And that's mainly why Kelly or Faye is in the room with me while I'm doing a reading, and you sit there, you see them sitting there taking notes. They're taking notes because if I have somebody that like 2 weeks later needs a question answered and I don't remember anything from the reading and I don't want to go through everything again, they'll show me the little notes that they took, and I'll go, okay, I do remember this reading now. I don't need to read the rest of this. All right, I get it now. One more question. My granddaughter seems to talk to my dad. Can that happen? She has been doing this since she's been like 8 years old. She will be at my house and call out Nana, which is what? Okay. Raylan, every child has the ability up until age 9 to 10. If they still have the ability past age 9 or 10, then that means they have the ability. If every child has that innocence stuck to them up until like 9 or 10, and then it kind of starts to go into that adulthood of right and wrong, like the real decisions of right and wrong. If she's seeing and talking to souls that you can't see, that's that child connection to heaven still. That's not going to go away until she's like 9 or 10 or whatever age she decides to shut it down. If she's still doing it after age 10, then she has the ability. And that's when you want to start supporting her, getting help to help her with it, whether this is books or finding a good medium to help her with this that kind of mentors, kind of like what I do. Please do your research. Don't just pick anybody. God, I can't tell you guys how severe it is when you go to a reading with a psychic or somebody that you haven't researched or studied or checked their testimonials